Let's take a ride. I'll show you how. I'll show you how. I'll show you how. I'll show you how. We're gonna make it happen. Let's take a ride and spend the day in the countryside.
Welcome, everyone, to Season 9, Episode 1 of Kicks at the Castle, podcast by some sneakerheads dedicated to the Disney lifestyle. As Walt would say to all who listen to this happy podcast, welcome. My name is John. I'll be your host, and I am joined by Andrew this week. We have a great show planned for you. We're going to talk about some upcoming releases. We're going to catch up on some news items, and we're going to talk some core memories. But first, I just thought I would mention that it has been 10 months since we sat down to record a podcast. Lots of life events have occurred. Many of the Kicks at Castle family. Ruby and Luigi has gotten married. So did Griffin and Mel. Jonathan and Erica got his master's degree. Ruby took a new position at her company. So did Adrian. Ken is in the process of moving again. He might have moved twice since we stopped recording. I don't know. He moves all the time. Let's see. Phil has seen Bright Eyes 17 times. And Mickey and James's Eagles won the Super Bowl. Zay has created a new Disney space community, Kings at the Castle. And of course, we lost a family member, Dominique, tragically passed away last year. So life is short. Cherish the time you have with your friends and loved ones. And I want to thank you all for sharing your lives with us. But anyway, without further ado, let's get on to the podcast. Andrew, yeah, any pickups? Anything going on? What have you been buying?
Well, a lot. That's the thing. This is a very odd week for sneakers because I've been purging, but every time I purge something, another one magically comes in. So let's knock them off the list. First off, I've been eBaying a lot, and these came in, my Air Max 93s in the menthol / dusty cactus colorway. I want to, these are essential. And last time they released, I didn't get them. So I'm not letting that happen again. So I got a sick deal on eBay. Love them.
Nice. I don't even know if I'm familiar with that silhouette.
It's it's like when Tinker Hatfield still thought these were good for running, and they show because it's like a Huarache meets an Air Max, and it's beautiful, and I love it. I was actually looking at my collection a couple of days ago. And I think I really like Air Maxes because I got most of my collection is now Air Maxes.
There you go.
Or something with a visible air bubble. Next. One of the family hooked me up with these beauties, United.
Oh, look at the United.
Yeah, this is a one, like I don't really buy third or fourth party shoes, but I mean, I've been hanging out with Ken a lot on Discord and he had the sale and I was just like, it's time. And
the moving sale, yeah. He's blowing everything out.
These, I don't know. I love looking at these. I like touching them. It's weird to go with an independent sneaker brand after so many years of collecting Nike, Adidas, Asics, New Balance, all those people, and seeing the craftsmanship and the small batchiness of these is just unbelievable. This is a top shoe,
and it's got
and I'm so happy to have
strap
it
across the right just above the toe box. It's got the strap.
Yeah, it's the Manténganse Alejado de las Puertas strap there because it looks like a Disney World seat. And yeah, I'm gonna wear these tomorrow. I'm actually going to see Ghost tomorrow with my daughter, and these are the kickers that are gonna kick at the Garden.
Awesome.
Couple more, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
So like everyone, everyone who tried, I hit on, or well, not everyone, but a lot of people hit on the Levi's drop for the Air Max 95s. I hit on
Did yours get canceled? Because I know some people that got canceled.
I got canceled. Like a Louis C.K. Really bad. But actually some of my friends who've gotten their orders canceled have actually gotten their pairs, which is completely nuts. Wow. That was a crazy, horrible drop. App only drops. If you're not on sneakers, which was dicey anyway, don't do an app only drop, please. Signed me.
Yeah.
But I did get these in the Notre raffle, which was super cool.
Okay. So look, is that like a cream pair?
It's the Ecru colorway or Ecru colorway.
How could I have messed that up?
Yeah, I don't know what. I'm a writer by trade, so vocabulary is kind of my thing, but I don't know what ecru is. I thought it was emu,
I would
and
have
I'm
said
like,
ecru. I don't know. Someone tell us what's the correct pronunciation.
yeah, leave that one in the comments. But these are a fantastic pair of shoes. I'm very much looking forward to wearing these soon. But since I only work in the city once a week, my rotation for heat is a little backed
Yeah.
up right now.
You wouldn't want to wear those in the city, would you? Feel like those would get dirty
Well,
quick.
I got so I everything I wear I douse in the reshoot or not reshoot Jason Mark spray.
Okay,
And
yeah.
it's yet to fail
Gotcha.
me. And
Yeah.
I've been experimenting on repainting midsoles. I
Oh,
actually repainted the Air Max 93 midsole because it was like all stained and whatnot, but it worked. So I mean, I'm not necessarily worried about the uppers, especially since this is denim. And denim actually can be washed, whereas like all the
right.
polyesters and the
Oh, yeah.
canvas from the other sneakers, I'm not. But here's the shoe that I'm really nervous about wearing. I've been, again, with my purge, it's been trading too. And I've like kind of looked at my shoes and been like, what's DS that I don't think I'm gonna wear or want to wear as much as. So I traded a bunch of stuff for something I really wanted, but now I'm like looking at it, I'm like, when am I gonna wear this? But the HAL Laboratories A6
Basics.
1130s, the first ones that came out. These are sick. And it cost me an arm or like 3 feet or pairs of shoes to get them, but I think it's well worth it.
That's some hairy suede.
Yeah, it's like Mufasa Mane style. I've been working on my Disney my references because podcast.
There you go.
But this makes New Balance look well kept in terms of yeah. Anyway, but that's my pickups. Thank you for staying tuned.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. What have I got? First off, these are just in. My buddy Pete, Neverland Local on IG, went
Ooh,
to
beautiful for spacious
Polly
skies.
and picked up this lug bag. It's the Polynesian tiki bag. It's got the Dole Whip on the back. And then Fort Wilderness, you got the Chip and Dale lug bag for my wife. So she's a happy girl. Actually,
That
Cody went.
Polynesian one.
Yeah.
That Polynesian one deserves to be a shoe. That is a great colorway for the
Yeah.
shoe. And the Dole Whip is like, it's like that's very well thought out. That's a really nice, that's a
Well,
really
this would
nice
be good
piece.
for going to Lonnie as well. It's got the right vibe.
I have to cross so many miles to get to Olani, but that's on the list of things to do for me.
It's worth it. It's worth it. I always overplan my vacations, and
Nice.
when you go there, you just chill. And you know what? Sometimes that's just nice to not have to, you're not booking lightning lanes and dining. And it's like, you're just, hey, let me go down and get a Casabella, which is the 2-seater chairs with a sunshade, and hang out on the beach for 8 hours. So
You're speaking my language, homie.
yeah.
I went to Europe for my honeymoon back in the day, and my wife always says, I owe you a beach vacation. So that's it.
Dude, it's too much work. So I looked, and in the 10 months that it's been since we podcasted, I have picked up 20 pairs of shoes. Most notably was the AirTech Challenge Hot Lavas. Love that pair.
Shoe of the year last year. That was my shoe
Yeah.
of the year.
I got into the Vomeros. I got the Vomero 5 Japans and have picked up another pair since then.
I remember you wearing those.
Shoe. Yeah, the Japans it's really a great shoe. Of course, I got the black cement 3s. I got 4 more pairs of Jordan 1 lows. I got the Mochas, the Rookie of the Year, the Lunar New Year. Oh, the Cranes and the Obsidian. So I got 5 more pairs of Jordan 1 lows. And I picked up the Raggio di Soleil Justin Timberlake Nike Tour Victory 4s. I was gonna show those on the pod, but I just figured out this is the latest one is the Jordan 4 White Cements. But
I hear the angels singing when you hold that one up.
yeah,
It's just
dude, you know what? The JT, the Raggio di Soleil, those shoes are really, really nice. Like I said, I could have spent 50 minutes just showing off the shoes I bought. So I just thought, man, just look at that toe box.
it's heavenly. I can hear bells and beautiful sounds of strings. So I almost picked up golf just because of those JT shoes. I haven't golfed since I was a wee lad. But those are so fire. I'm not even an NSYNC fan. Never was, never will be.
Me neither.
Those are pretty amazing
I like
looking.
his solo stuff. I'm not a hater like that.
Are you rocking he's rocking your body?
Exactly. Hey man, well, you know what? You're on the treadmill. Tell me that doesn't get you moving.
You know what? Let's try it. I wear a Peloton and they play terrible music all the time, so I'm sure it's gonna come up.
There you go. So anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm. Obviously, got a million things since last year. But oh, Cody recently just assisted on a purse for my wife. I'd show that, but she's using it. So I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate my Disney World friends always hooking me up. It's very nice to have them keep me
That's really nice.
suited and booted.
The merch discrepancy between world and land is really apparent. I last time I went to land was in 23, and I was just like, wow, they have so much cooler stuff here than they do at World. But I'm glad you're getting your bi-coastal fix on it.
Yeah, no, it's nice. So coming up, let's see. Well, actually, it happened today. Kith Scarface collection. Did you try for anything on that?
So I went nuts on the of the Scarface collection, but honestly, I think it's way better, unfortunately, for me, because I mean, I spent time in Miami. I spent 15 years living in Miami, and Scarface is kind of the official movie of that city, as well as every fraternity brother, whoever had delusions of grandeur. But I really loved it. I didn't get any of it, unfortunately. How about you?
I tried for a shirt, didn't wasn't successful. It feels like that was a very very popular. Well, there wasn't as much, right? I mean, the amount of product wasn't as great as a normal drop. I don't think.
The Superman drop had a ton of shirts. This one had and like a bunch of like more prestige pieces, but this one sort of was on the limited scale. Like I
Yeah,
think the most that they ever dropped was that Batman one. That seemed like all
yeah,
they still have stuff available there from that drop.
yeah. The Disney drop was pretty extensive. There was a lot of different
The
parts.
Donald one, that
Yeah,
Donald one was fire. I love that one,
yeah.
especially since it was like, I mean, Donald's one of the core four, but he's sort of the dark horse of them all.
Yeah, I hear that. So coming out, so let's see, 7.5, we got the Air Jordan 5 Black Collective. I love a five. So it's got that silhouette's got a soft spot in my heart. But I think I've come to realize that I don't wear fives. I passed on the metallics just because I don't know when I would ever put it on my foot. Just because I think they're beautiful and would appreciate them isn't enough to buy them anymore.
I love the first Alma Manier fives that dropped, the diffused blue
Yeah.
ones.
Hmm.
And I wear those. I actually wore those on my first day of my latest job. So they have memories now. And the fives of going, as a kid, the five was always my favorite. But after pulling the trigger on getting the grapes and then waiting for the black tongue OG fire reds that are coming out in September, I think my closet needs a break from fives because they take up a lot of room.
Right. So you
And
so you got the grape fives that just dropped?
yeah, they're fantastic. I love what Jordan Brand has been doing with the fives, especially this year. I mean, going back down the line, the five probably for the OG 14 probably has the worst colorways, just like the non-OG colorways. Like,
Okay.
so it's really nice to see them doing it right. And the Alma Manier line has been fantastic in that way. It's very clean, very simple, but very, very elevated. I wish I had the funds to go for it.
Yeah, no, the diffused blue, like you were saying, that first pair, like I'm glad that they did the Jordan threes in the diffused blue because I really love that pair.
Those are
I mean, I've got the Violet Ore ones. It's nice that they've got a different color palette that they're putting on them because it seemed like everything was that same Violet Ore.
The what's going to be cool is if they ever drop one of the fours in the diffused blue colorway, because they've been doing the violet ore and then they did that sort of bleached violet ore colorway. But if they do diffused blue and make it the fire
Yeah.
red color blocking, I don't know how I could pass that up.
I don't know. I think the fours have some momentum. I keep seeing other places saying the fours are dead. I don't know. I think they're still pretty nice.
I don't care what people say. I mean, those white cements I can't believe we finally got white cements again and we can buy them. And
I
I
know.
thought of doubling up because I have the opportunity. Like I have this, you ever heard of Soul Savvy drops?
Yeah.
It's awesome. And they drop DTLR drops them or Shoe Palace drops them like every night at 11 p.m. And it's full
Mhm.
size runs. So I'm like, stop. You need to pause this notification.
Save me from myself. So,
Yep.
so speaking of the Jordan 4s, the rare airs are going to drop this weekend, and I wonder how those are going to go because I know the threes are sitting.
Yeah. So I actually thought the threes were better. I think they're both really cool colorways, with a really decent, actually, it's a very well thought out story. I really like how it's about like defects and one of ones and stuff like that. I hope it does well because I actually like, I like seeing good shoes do well. And I don't like the way that, you know, the reactions that companies have, like, oh, we shouldn't pump these things out because like no one's buying them.
Oh no, they
My
sat for
hope
three
is that
months. Yeah.
yeah, my hope is that I hope we continue on this little sneaker holiday we've been having where we're able to get what we want and maybe even wait on it. So I hope it does well. I hope it sells out, but like I hope it's an easy cop for those who want it. So I guess I'm asking for my cake and eating it too. So
Exactly,
we'll see.
exactly. Yeah. No, it's not too much. Yeah. So I know I saw that like the Pure Money threes, Nike's got them for 20% off now. And I've had them in cart and I was like, I didn't check out, but I'm wondering what that number is going to be, what X% off that I will pull the trigger. But
Yo, speaking of stuff that's going on sale, like I went on Packer Shoes and got like a pair of Jound Reebok Club C's for $50. Like that's crazy ass. Like, and you know, when you're seeing like Jounds kind of sitting, like we're really in the hot tub of sneakers right now. We're just relaxing and marinating and and watching as good things flow. That was weird, but I'm gonna just
no,
go
it's a
with it.
it's a buyer's market for sure.
Yeah, to make money, I try to flip shoes to, you know, I try to go two in or two out, one in, and it's not working right now. So I've had to dip into my closet, like my stuff that I love, and it's going out the door because
Yeah.
you got to keep up the habit.
Well, and that's the other thing is though I have limited space, so I try to not have net shoe growth at the end of the year. So even if the dollars aren't equal, I am still selling used shoes just so that I can have room to, I just don't have room, infinite space for all the shoes.
Yeah, I'm trying to find more space, but it's all dead ends now because my kids are starting to like have their own stuff and I have to share the room.
Yeah, well, my daughter moved out, but my wife took over the closet, so that didn't help me with the shoe space.
Happy wife though, right?
Exactly, exactly. All right, so 8-2, you're gonna have to make a decision. Are you flipping a coin? We've got undefeated fours or Jordan 10 steel.
So, I mean, yeah, it's a coin flip, or I'm just gonna have a couple shots before 10 a.m. and just go for it.
You're doing
But
both.
so what I'm thinking, like, because it's like weird this day and age, it's like you see 14s and 12s and fives are like flying off the shelves, but like fours and threes are sitting. So that's like this weird point where we're at. Like, do I have to pounce on the steel tens day of, or can I wait a couple days or another paycheck before I spring on it? But I'm one of those people that always thought the 10 was underrated. One of my
Well, it's
favorite pairs.
because Jordan never played in them. I
Yeah,
mean,
but there was that
we
awesome
never
shot
knew.
of Scottie Pippen sticking
Yeah,
the outsole into
yeah.
camera and you can read it. And I'm like, that's a memory too. It doesn't have to be Jordan's. But I mean, obviously it helps, but that's a really cool looking shoe. I think that having the toe cap on it, like the original before release way is actually, don't tell anybody, but I think it actually looks better that way. So I'm pumped about that. But the undefeated four is the undefeated four. I mean,
But
you can't argue with
it,
that.
it doesn't. But you know what? It doesn't tempt me at all.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Do tell. No, do tell.
I'm just sitting out. I'm not a huge four guy. I've got the fire red fours, and I've got what the white cement fours, and I got the bread fours, and I think I'm good.
Do you have the Bread 4 Reimagines or the ones that the OG's in new
Reimagined.
book?
I got the
I regret selling that shoe. I
They're
keep looking
nice.
at it on people's feet and I'm like, that's a nice looking shoe. But yeah, the undefeated four. I mean, I've been, you know, ever since I got into sneakers, it's been undefeated four has always been the shoe that people sort of default to when it comes to Holy Grails. That and the Galaxy Foam Posits, go figure, right? And it's if the
Well,
opportunity arises to cop it, I gotta try, you
well,
know.
but it's just like shattered backboards. I mean, weren't shattered backboards going for $1,000 resale or something crazy? Now they're going to come back
Yeah.
out, and it's like, is Nike tarnishing the legacy of some of these grails by, like, what if those sit? What if?
So I don't know, like if you want to get into this, because I don't believe that a legacy can be tarnished by allowing other people to partake in it. It only adds to the legend. I mean, the legend of the Shattered Backboard Fours is that they had great leather and they looked great and people couldn't get them, right?
Well,
Now it's
but I
like,
mean, it's the mystique, right? Because sneakerheads, they chase rarity. I
yeah.
don't want to walk into Walmart and have four other people wearing shadow backboards. Like, I want to be the guy. You want to
Well,
you
that's
want to
why
go
you gotta
somewhere. You want to go
that's why you
somewhere and
gotta
be the
build
only
a
guy.
That's why you got to build a deep rotation. One of my friends from actually the Sneaker History podcast, his name's Robbie Falke. He's one of the hosts. He says when he buys a release like that, he won't wear it for like a year or two to avoid what he calls the boy band effect.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%,
like,
100%.
but I mean, to me, I think getting a chance, giving people a chance. I mean, Galaxy foam posits were kind of hard to get, and they were. I mean, the resale value doesn't reflect that, but I couldn't get them. I entered like 50 raffles for them, and then I know I'm gonna come up on a pair of the shattered backboards, which makes me pretty excited. I'm gonna hold on to those for a while and sit with them and let them collect a little dust and for a
Not
little
me. I'm
bit.
gonna
And
wear. You know what? As soon as we get into spooky season, I'll be wearing them.
I mean, yeah, the
It's
the
a great
card
Halloween shoe.
association.
I hope I hit them, and I hope I have them in time to go to Disney World and wear them to Mickey's Not So Scary.
I think you'll be ready to do that. I honestly think that we'll be able to get those shoes no problem. But I've been surprised. Like I thought the black metallic fives were going to be super easy to get, but
And they were,
they're
yeah.
like the best flipping shoe on the market now, which completely blows my mind because no
Yeah,
one
that's
wore
fun.
fives.
Well,
Um,
like I said, I haven't worn a one high in I don't know when, and I know that I'm not going to wear them a ton. But let's see, like Shadow Brother, that's one I'm buying it for sure.
it's
I'm
a
with
great shoe.
yeah.
I can't wait to get that. I went on kind of a tear of Jordan ones recently where I got the bread ones, and for my anniversary, my wife bought me the Lost and Founds and then
Okay,
the Union drop, which I'm just like, these are really great shoes. I love wearing them.
exactly. So I
Trends
got
be
the
damned.
Unions, and I've worn them once, and it's a
They're
great
cool.
shoe. But I wore them once. I haven't worn them since.
Well, that's a good problem to have because like one day you're gonna be like, oh my God, it's time. And you're gonna be just like working in a DS shoe. I don't know. I think it's like finding that $20 in your pocket and like a pair of jeans that you haven't worn in
There you go.
months.
Great
It's like,
analogy.
here it is.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Anyway,
All right. So on the 9th, and I am actually super tempted by this. They're going to restock the Air Jordan 40, the classic. And
I love this.
I think it's a great looking shoe. I mean, it's very fear God to me, but I just think it's super cool. I like it a lot. I think I think I might try for a pair.
I think it's beautiful. I think I'm excited to see how they play on court. I'm not a hooper. To be honest with you, I still hoop in LeBron 10s. That's how long I've been able to keep these things together. But I'm hoping for the day where people start wearing Jordans again on the court. It's like my whole childhood was watching, shoegazing and seeing people like wear like fours, fives, sixes, and sevens that are brand new and they were cool because they were new and they had all this cool stuff in them. So hopefully the tides turn. But I'm in like the minority here. I thought 31 through 39, other than like the 37s were really good. I loved how they were sort of lightly based on the originals, especially the 35 that looked like the five. We keep going back to the five in this conversation. I thought that was really tasteful and really cool. So I'm kind of in the minority on that, but I'm glad they're turning a corner into something brand new.
Yeah, I would like to say I couldn't even tell you the last time I shot a basketball, so I wouldn't be wearing them on the court. But I think it would look good as a lifestyle shoe. I just don't know how I
I
don't know
think so.
how clunky it is. I'm assuming it's not super chunky. If it's a performance shoe, I would think it's pretty light.
Yeah, it's got to be deceivingly light because of how bulky that shoe
Doesn't it
looks.
look?
And
So it's not just me. It does look bulky.
it looks beefy, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at like the competing Nike stuff, it's like the Sabrinas look like wax paper on your feet. I mean, they're pretty cool looking actually. I don't know. It's thin. And then the Jaws are like the same, and
Well, aren't the
LeBrons are kind of a
Sabrina's
little.
kind of Kobe reminiscent?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're a beautiful sequel to that series. I'm anxious to see what the Caitlin Clarks look like, because she's another Kobe disciple. So, and then like the Asia Wilson ones, I mean, they look a little thicker than that, but like these Jordans look like an old school 90s basketball shoe with like battle
Yeah.
tested materials.
Yeah. No, like I said, that might be my first foray into a new Jordan in quite some time. So
I hope they do a black cement colorway. That would be so sweet because the paneling kind of looks a little 3-ish. So you could do
that'd be neat to put a
the
little elfin print on there somewhere as a throwback. little
Yeah,
nod.
hell yeah.
Yeah. So we kind of already talked about Shattered Backboard, but that's a little bit later in August. So
I'm ready to go for that. I'm going for it.
I think I don't think they're going to be as easy to pick up as people think. I think it's going to be like those Metallic Fives. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a tough pickup.
Well, that's good. It'll satisfy a lot of sneaker masochists who don't like getting the things they want, and then it'll, hopefully some people trickle in to be able to flex on it or
Well,
flex whatever.
I think I'm going to try multiple avenues to get it, not just count on
Yeah.
one way to go. I mean, that's right.
Well,
I mean, that's the
definitely.
thing. I think that in this day and age, if you do your due diligence, you can pick up a shoe. But if you go, oh, I'll try on sneakers and that's it, well, that's a coin flip.
Yeah, unless it's the Air Tech challenges, which is, I mean, as you alluded to before, it's like my favorite line right now, and you can
Mhm.
get them for like you can walk into Foot Locker and get them.
But
It's
not the hot
all is
lavas.
that was a hard.
I had to pay resale for mine.
But how much over retail? Was it that bad?
I'm trying to remember. It wasn't I mean, probably 60 or 70 bucks. I mean, it wasn't, but I
I
wanted
mean,
it. You know, when you want it, you want it. It wasn't.
yeah, the clay blue or the stone blue ones I actually just got recently, but wasn't handy enough for new pickups. It's a really wonderful shoe. Like the leather is great
Is that
and
the orange and blue?
yeah, it's really good. I mean,
I have been looking at it constantly. Like I keep it's sitting on a few sites and I'm like, as soon as somebody puts this thing on sale, I'm gonna grab it.
I think you should. I really love that line. Like I said, I thought the Hot Lava was the best shoe of last year in terms of how well they executed it and how awesome this shoe is just because. But it's retro gets done well. That's the story.
Let's hit a little newsies. Disney Starlight Parade premiered at Magic Kingdom. Did you see any previews of that on any clips?
So I've looked at stills. My rule is not to look at extended preview stuff in motion because I want to feel like a kid when I'm at Disney World and see the surprises and whatnot. But as a kid who grew up with like Spectro Magic, this is a welcome sight again. I'm very happy that night parades are back.
Yeah, it's very Paint the Night inspired, but it's its own thing for sure. Like that's kind of what I was looking at to see if if they were copying off Disneyland's paper, and they weren't. It's their like the floats were unique. It looks fun. I'm gonna be there in 2 months. I can't wait to see it in person.
You'll probably have all the kinks worked out of it by then. So that's awesome. I think like the 2 month mark is probably the best time to go to a new attraction. Or at least my friends in Orlando say that.
Well, because that way the
So
locals are done crowding the park to see it. I mean, that's the thing. Even out here, it's the same thing. Something's new for the first month. I'm going to go to Disneyland Saturday, and I want to see the Walt animatronic.
The Waltimatronic.
Yeah, the Waltimatronic, and again, like just like you, I've seen pictures of it, but I haven't watched any video. I don't, I just want to go in and enjoy it. But I'm wondering, they're doing virtual queue for it. I'm like, is it going to be swamped? In a month you'll be able to walk in anytime. Nobody will be in there, just like the Lincoln, thing. But
So yeah, so about that, I want to go out there. I haven't been to, I mean, again, I haven't been since 23 and it was a wonderful day.
yeah,
But one of the most breathtaking thing, I remember the feeling so vividly of seeing Abraham Lincoln stand up at the Hall of Presidents. And I can only imagine what the technology can do to someone like, now who's actually lived. They actually have video of said person moving and gesturing
right.
and
No,
that level of detail is just going to be unparalleled because
right.
it's Disney and
Well,
they
and
will cut corners.
I've heard criticism of the look and the sound, and I'm going to hold my judgment till I go see it. But because I know some people, but you know what? That's the thing. You know what? Disney fans love to complain about Disney. So someone's always going to find something wrong with it.
You should try being a wrestling fan. It's like the worst. Like I don't know. As I get older, I get further and further away from like fan sites and stuff like that. That's why I like Kicks at the Castle so much because it's the criticism is always funny and it's always like I kind of always agree with it and it's like a real fan's perspective, not a clickbait fan's perspective. You know what I mean? Like
Well, you know what? I root for Disney. I want it to be
me
good.
too.
I mean, I want to go enjoy myself. I want to have fun, and I want to be happy with what I get. So I don't, I'm not overly critical. It'd be like going to see Mission Impossible and complaining about the plot line or something. It's you're there to be entertained. Be entertained.
Yeah, I mean
Don't pick it apart.
the best kind time to complain is afterwards. Like I remember seeing Jurassic World for the first time being like, this movie's awesome. And then all of a sudden all this like, oh, these are the dumbest smart people ever. And then I'm like questioning all the plot points, but after, so I had the chance to enjoy the movie. So
Right.
that's sort of, I mean, but I mean, there's never really anything. A Disney optimist. I think there's never really anything to complain about in the world except for the heat and the line for Joffrey's coffee. But I'm a simple man.
All right. So did
It's
you
always
see?
got the
Did you see? So I'm really bummed. So I noticed that they dropped some new merch for Rock and Roller Coaster, and I'm like, oh, that shirt's awesome. And then I clicked on it and looked at it, youth sizes. Like
that's a bummer, man.
why
That's
can't
weird.
we?
Like
It's so they have a design with characters in the ride vehicle. Like there's it's Mickey and Goofy on the roller coaster. It's like why can't we have that in an adult shirt? It's such a great graphic, and it's only kids.
yeah, it's weird considering how nostalgic that ride is. And I don't think, I mean, maybe they're going to talk about that. The kids today are going to talk about that the same way we talk about Horizons. Like, remember that ride? That was the thing. So
Well,
maybe they're trying to open the market. But I don't know. It's kind of a miss not to have this in adult sizes.
but it
I would actually
but it's
rock with this.
interesting. So it just so it's Mickey and Goofy, and it says Rock and Roller Coaster. There is no reference to Aerosmith anywhere in
I can't imagine why.
it.
I actually had tickets to see Aerosmith in August, but they canceled the show, so I'm a little upset about that. But
So they do have looks like the adult shirt. The adult shirt's got like a fake lanyard printed on it, like a
that's
backstage
cool.
pass. And there's a gray shirt too, but that looks like a woman's cut because it's like got the neck's cut.
Yeah, there's like a
I
baby
don't know. I don't
tee.
know if that's a woman's shirt, but I certainly wouldn't wear it.
The my favorite is the black shirt, the black tee. Youth Glow sweatshirt. Oh no, it's a sweatshirt. Never mind. Youth Glow
Yeah,
sweatshirt that just looks like oh, I'm gonna miss this ride, man.
I
I
know.
love that ride.
Well, I mean, it's going to be the exact same ride. I mean, that's the thing. It's just like Splash Mountain, right? Great. It's Tiana's Bayou Adventure. It's the exact same ride with different animatronics.
I'm okay with when they change. I'm okay with when they attractions because of what Walt said. Disney World's never done. But this one's gonna hurt a little bit because
Right.
I actually saw Steven Tyler literally in the. I was walking out and Steven Tyler was walking into the roller coaster.
Oh, okay.
The back way he entered through the gift shop, and I was like, hold on,
That's
that's um, and that was a cool moment. Plus, it was like the first roller coaster I ever like could repeat and go around and go nuts on and not
that's a
throw up.
that's a good coaster though. Like that. I mean, what is
It
that
was
got?
always great.
It's like got two loops, then a corkscrew. I mean, it's got.
Yeah, you open up with the loop and then you corkscrew a little bit later. But like, it's so funny. It was the first time I was ever aware of speed statistics. So it was like, remember they were advertising it as 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. So my brother is a big F1 and like sports car fan, and I'm like, well, do those cars do 0 to 60 in 2.8? And he goes like, no, they're like 1.4. I'm like, well, it's too fast then. It's not rock and roller coaster. So is there I'm sorry if I'm out of the loop. Has there been any discussion of how they're retheming it? Is it going to be another music-based coaster? Or is it
I think it's
Star
gonna be
Wars or
Muppets.
something?
I thought they said it was gonna be Muppets.
Okay, I don't care about Rock and Roller Coaster anymore. Now I want to go on Muppets Coaster. I can't. I love the Muppets. My kids are obsessed with Muppet Treasure Island. I saw that in the theaters when I was like very young,
That's funny.
and I actually I'm looking at old work and like stuff that I made, commercials I made. I'm like, this is just a Muppets joke that I just reframed. Like I just realized my whole sense of humor is based
Based
on
on
Muppets and Monty Python.
yeah, you know what? It could be worse things to base it on.
Oh, I'm hilarious. Anyway, I don't want to. Well, wow, that's great. We win, everybody. We
Yeah.
win.
All right. So test track. I don't know if it's open or if it's just doing pass holder previews. Again, cannot wait to check this out. I'm excited to see what they did.
Test Track's iconic, but it's iconic for more than just being an institution. It's iconic for how many mishaps that possibly happen on that ride. It's like I've always called Test Track a beautiful disaster because when it's great, it's the best ride in Disney World. When it's not working, you're standing online for 2 hours with no way to exit. So I can't wait to see what they do with it. I liked the cool Tronny overlay that they did back a little while ago, and I've always liked that ride. It's always fun. I kind of liked it when it was more fact-based, like in the very
Right.
beginning
Well,
when you're actually designing a car.
to me,
So
I felt like, Test Track walked so that Radiator Springs Racer could run. And,
yeah, well, it
to
runs
me,
very well.
that will always be the superior version just because it blends the classic dark ride with some thrill. And I'd be curious to see, like, being Test Track, it doesn't lend itself to a story other than test, but I know Test Track has a higher top speed than Radiator Springs Racer, but I'm just excited to see what they did with it. Again, it's the same ride, just rethemed. But I'm
I'm down.
hoping they are new vehicles, so I'm wondering, is it a smoother ride? Did they change out the track? What did they do?
Well, as long as they still spray corrosive acid at you, I think I'll be fine. Because that always got first time riders. I'm an old pro, but when a first time rider goes in the corrosion chamber and they spray it at you, I can hear the horror in their voices, and it makes me very happy.
Well,
Not
you
that
get a
I wish
similar
any.
experience at Radiator Springs when you go into the paint booth.
So I've only been on Radiator Springs once, and it absolutely blew my skull. It was so cool the way that like, it has the chance of looking so hokey and like fake, but bringing in that world, it was so seamless. And the vista you get, like that sight line you get when you're walking through the land, is really wonderful. It's so cool the way it's juxtaposed from the Bear Mountain and then you're turning over and you're in Pixar world. So my kids keep asking to go to California, so I gotta save some pennies or sell some shoes because we are there.
It's gonna take more than pennies, my friend. All
Ain't
right.
that the truth?
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, I did not do a fit of the week this week. I'm gonna wait for Zay to be back. Also didn't do any Disney history. I figured we kind of had a lot of stuff to catch up on. So why don't we jump into core memories? How long has it been since you've been in the parks?
Um, about a year, but I was just on the Disney cruise.
Oh, that
So
counts.
my wife and I, we elected to spend our 10th anniversary with our kids. So we've been pretty not well, we've been batting 1,000 with cruises lately. We did a Royal Caribbean one out of New Jersey, which was a half-hour drive, and then you got on the boat and it was wonderful. So it's like,
Okay.
all right, training wheels are off. Let's do Disney. And secretly I booked it knowing full well that it was Marvel Day at Sea.
Oh.
So that was rad. But the core memory I have here is sneaker related, is actually tied into this shirt that you see me wearing here. It's from Treasure Planet.
Okay.
It's then that I realized that I mean it kind of reinforced the belief that Disney fandom is the fandom of fandoms. So I'm wearing a really nice pair of sneakers on deck, and I'm walking and I'm wearing this shirt, and all of a sudden I hear, "Oh my God, that's fire!"
Hmm.
And I turn around and it's this like girl, probably about 19 or 20, going like, "Oh my God, your shirt is fire." I go, "This?"
Hmm.
And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." And meanwhile, I'm looking down at my lost and found ones. I'm just like, I was like that. Yeah, that rules all.
That's funny. I just
That
started rewatching Treasure Planet. That's funny.
It's awesome. It's really awesome. That and Atlantis, The Lost Empire, like
Yeah.
two of the coolest.
Yeah.
I guess that was when they were trying to make Disney animated movies for just boys.
Right.
And they
I don't
didn't
know why they
fare
gave up
well.
on it. I thought they did. I thought they did give good work on those. I mean,
I thought those movies were terrific, especially since it was a Clements and Musker passion project. So they did all those classics and then they got their swing of the bat doing their own thing. And I hope that the streaming numbers are good because that is a hell of a movie.
yeah. So,
Anyway,
so
your
what about the
turn.
parks? No, you can give me a couple. So what about Disney World? What was your last trip there?
Disney World, was Christmas of 24, which was, it's the best. And now that I have children, it's become a lot more strenuous, but even better. But nothing sneaker related, but I did unleash a monster of merch buying. My son is as materialist as I am, and we had my wife didn't get it, but we had our first hour-long trip to the World of Disney store, and my son could not figure out what he wanted. And I'm like getting pissed, but then I realized I did this to my dad every time we went on vacation. Like it was in the Star
Agonizing
Tours
over the
gift shop.
decision.
And for me, it was the Star Tours gift shop because like it was the only place where you could get all that stuff back in the day.
Right.
But my son, he's got too many fandoms and they're all represented under one roof. Like he's a Star Wars fan, he's a huge Spider-Man fan, and my wife is like, she's chewing her fingernails. She doesn't bite her nails, and I'm just like, babe, I'm sorry. This is my genes at work.
Mm.
So that was fun.
You owned it.
Also,
Well, what did you go
yeah,
with?
and
So you got to let me know what did he end up getting?
he got a really like he got one of those, you know, those or bubble boxes of like like plastic figure like unarticulated plastic figurines.
Yeah.
He got like a bunch of stormtroopers
Okay.
and it's so cute because he's like, I got so many for so little. I go, no, that's $40, Nathan. He goes, well, you know, it's $40. It's like, I'm like, Nathan, that's like $6 per one of these little things. And he just goes, well, Daddy, I have them now. And I'm like, okay. And I'm secretly thinking to myself, I'm gonna play with these. So it's all as well that ends well. You know, he recently started collecting, this is totally off base, but he recently started collecting these like Star Wars mini ships that you could pop the characters out and play with the characters, like they're like yay big. And they're exactly the same toys that I had when I was a kid. And I'm just like, I gotta buy them now too. This is really bad. You know, anyway, there's like and then I think the when I started listening to Kicks of the Castle in 22, and it never occurred to me to try to flex in Disney because all my shoes were like Dunks and Jordans and they hurt like hell, so I would wear like, you know, Saucony running shoes to school to Disney. But then I decided to like when I went to Disneyland after a shoot,
It's far more common at Disneyland.
yeah, I saw some real heat, but I was like, you know, I gotta match fire. I gotta play with fire here. So I brought some Bodega New Balances and I was like, people are like really vibing on this. He's like, are those comfortable? I go, yeah, they're really comfortable. And he goes, yo, you got the perfect flex, dude. I go, excuse me. Let me just brush my shoulders off. That trip was awesome, but it really pissed me off because it was like right before Rogers the Musical opened, and I'm
Oh,
3,000 miles away, so I couldn't go see it.
oh my God.
And
So I wore my Rogers the Musical shirt when I was at Disney Springs at Christmas time.
did it
And
elicit
and the
groans?
waiter was like, oh my, like he was like, oh my God, how was it? I wanted to go so bad. I watched it on YouTube. I can't believe they didn't bring it back. And like they should totally bring it back. Like that
Should
theater
make
is
it
doing
permanent.
nothing. The theater's doing nothing. Open that thing back up.
Why do you, I mean, there's a million answers to this, but why do you think it was so limited? Do you think they didn't think it was going to do well or
I
like
think
make it a special perennial
it's
thing?
budget. I think it's budget. You know,
Lord knows they sh
you know, I mean, I don't know what that production costs. They probably did 5 or 6 shows a day. You know, I mean, you've got to have probably 2 full sets of cast. How many people are in that? Maybe 30 performers, and then you probably have double that support, right? Running lights, sound,
tech and stuff.
and I mean, there's probably 120 people employed to just do
I'm
that
so sad
show.
that I'm so sad that we didn't get it. I mean, maybe it's that whole like law of you can't do Marvel out like the Marvel
Oh,
characters
for
beyond
sure.
the
Yeah,
like
yeah, because yeah, the Universal
the
has the
Mississippi
rights
law.
east of the Mississippi, right?
I still find it so wonderful and hilarious that half of Universal is owned by Disney. Like, you know, between the Simpsons Land and Marvel Adventure Island, I just found that to be delightful and ironic and funny.
Makes you wonder
Have
if
you,
they're going
I
to phase
mean,
those out. If Universal phase them out.
I'm so surprised they haven't done it yet. I'm actually surprised that they built another park before they redid Islands of Adventure, because other than the Harry Potter thing, they have not done much of anything to that park since its opening, which is cool for continuity, but you know, if you build it, they will come,
For
right?
sure, for sure. Well, I
Um,
mean, yeah, Epic's probably proven that.
I wonder what that's like. I keep hearing things about it. You know, I've never heard anything definitive like this is the best coolest thing ever. In fact, I've heard more, and this is like not to, there's no bias here. I've heard that the Nintendo Land looks cool, but the rides aren't that good.
Well, I can tell you that from firsthand experience, the Nintendo World at the California Universal is tiny.
Whack.
Is tiny, tiny. There's really not much to do there other than the one ride. There's a restaurant, but you gotta have a reservation, and then there's a couple of meet and greets. It looks cool, but I mean, it's smaller than Toy Story Land.
Yeah, well, Toy Story Land actually looks a little bigger than it is.
Yeah.
It's like it feels like it has depth to it. I've never actually been. I've only been on the
Well, you
Slinky
go through
Dog
the tunnel
coaster.
into the Nintendo World, and like it's like you're in a dome. You know, I mean, it's like you're surrounded by Nintendo Land, and you can see the entirety of it, and it's not that big.
Eh, I mean, is it, let me ask you a question. Is it better to have a small and eventful spot or like a big expansive thing that you think could fit way more rides, i.e. Galaxy's Edge?
That's like I was
Uh,
just gonna say, Galaxy's Edge. I've said from the onset, there's no reason they didn't have a spinner ride like a Dumbo, but like I always felt like pod racing would be like the perfect thing to do. You could have had a spinner with pods on it, and I think that would have been an awesome addition to it. And you can't tell me there's not enough room for it because there's way plenty.
or, I mean, no, actually that I just corrected myself, but it would have been kind of cool to have a free fall like a Doctor Doom. But then
Something,
you have Tower of Terror there. But
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I really wish that there was more to do in Galaxy's Edge. Although I did spend like 2 hours looking through all the gift shops just to see all the like the Easter eggs and whatnot. But that's a once in a while thing.
Well, I can tell you, there's a
I
lot
am,
more to do in Galaxy's Edge than there is in Nintendo World in Hollywood.
yeah, I guess like, I mean, do you exit through the gift shop? Is the tunnel the gift shop? Or is it like
What is it? I can't remember. No, the tunnel is the tunnel, but I think there's a gift shop right next to it.
I wonder if there's like good stuff in there that you can't get online. Like the thing I love about like being in Kings of the Castle is seeing all the like the sippers and the popcorn stuff that you get. And I'm just like, that's cool. That's not something you could buy on Amazon, you know?
Right,
So that's like worth getting. I always t teach my kids like get something you can't get anywhere else. And it's getting increasingly hard, but
right.
at like Disney World, it's sort of the adventure is trying to find something really cool to, as a
And
keepsake,
that's
because
the
everything
thing.
to me is tied to
You get
memory.
something super cool, and then all of a sudden they put it on Shop Disney, and you're like, oh, everybody can have it. Although
Well, hopefully they don't. Go ahead. Go, sorry.
I was gonna say I hate buying stuff on Shop Disney because you don't get your pass holder discount and you pay shipping. So to get it off Shop Disney, you're gonna pay more than if you get it in the parks.
I want an annual pass so bad one day. I want to hold it in my hands and have it on my car. And it just, I
So they
can't make
don't.
it work.
I wish they had cards still. You know what? I still have annual passes from when my kids are little, when it was actually a card and your
And you'd
picture
have
was
your
on the back.
mugshot.
Yep.
I want to go through
We
my
have
dad's
those.
like files to get those because I think there's a little bit of magic that's lost when you don't have that tangible piece of
And I think
collateral.
they were like $219 or something back then.
Yeah, I think I got my last annual pass for like 180 as a Florida resident when I lived in Miami. I was like, what are you? And then I paid for my trip like when I moved to Minneapolis, I paid for a trip and I was like 180 per day. I'm like, this is,
Yeah.
and it was probably 1800, but like I was just like, this is over the top.
Yeah.
I'm
But like
moving to
annual
Florida.
passes now, I feel like they're $1,500, $1,600 in that range.
Well, I mean,
For
you
the
can
top end
kind
pass, for the top end pass.
like,
But that's what you have to buy though. As being a non-resident, you have to buy the top end pass and you have to pay cash. You can't finance it. So like Disneyland, I can do the free finance, like, right. You give them a down payment and then they pull $200 a month or whatever it is. When I buy my annual pass for Disney World, here's $1,500.
well, one girl math says that it'll pay for itself, right? If you go
Well,
enough. Um,
I can tell you I keep track. I could tell you
oh
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
has it ever paid for itself?
No, well, what I do is I go, okay, if I go this many days, how much would those park tickets be? And then, okay, so how much is an annual pass? And then I'll go, all right, well, I know I'm buying merch and I'm going to save 20%. And I know I'm going to do dining and I'll save 10% on that. So you start looking at, so if the price is equal for day tickets versus a annual pass, you buy the annual pass. And then what you do is then you end up justifying an extra trip that you probably wouldn't have gone on because the tickets are free or paid for.
Hey, yeah, it's just, the popcorn, the merch,
Yeah.
the lightning lane, but you know what? Like, come on, like there's
So
worse things you could spend your
I'm
money
not,
on.
I'm not doing the Genie Plus as much as I did. It used to be guaranteed I would buy it every day I'm in Florida. And now it's
Mhm.
like I probably get it every other day. Like if I like so when I was there at spring break, I paid for the ticket to do the after hours magic, like the party from 8 to 1 in the morning or something like that. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to buy Genie Plus today because I'll be around. I can ride whatever I want tonight.
Yeah, you can
Zero,
rock and
zero lines. And because I'm going to be up till 1 in the morning and I'm an old man, I need to sleep in. So I didn't even get into the parks until 1 o'clock. So
wow, that's like real like I've got nothing to lose energy. My wife is like, "Hey, let's sleep in this morning." I go, "Absolutely fucking not." Sorry for my language. I have to be up at 5:30 a.m. to like do the sneakers drop for Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I have to make sure that we have a good spot, and then I have to like it's over the top. I can
Oh
understand
yeah,
why
no,
she's
yeah, you have to get up early, do your virtual cues, and then you like either lay back down or go down and get breakfast. That's usually what I would do. Is I would go down and get breakfast, come back, and try to get my wife going. But like I said though, I'm never out at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, all right, if I'm gonna be out at 1 o'clock in the morning, I don't want to get there at 10, 9:30. Like I don't need to be there bright and early.
Yeah, my friend insists on always rope dropping, and I'm like, dude, you're pushing 40 now. Isn't it getting a little harder? And he goes, yeah, yeah, my knees creak in the morning now. But I just think, I think it's the worst feeling to miss out on a virtual queue drop. Like, I think that's way worse than missing out on a sneaker. Because like I feel like
Well,
I'm
because
letting
that
people
affects your
down.
immediate day, right? Oh man, I'm not going to get to ride
Yeah.
this. Well, I mean,
And I feel like I
I could
failed.
rope drop. I was going to say I could rope drop no problem every single day, but I want to be back at the hotel for dinner and we're going to chill and watch the fireworks from the patio, and then I'm going to go to bed. I just can't do rope drop the fireworks anymore. 7 days in a row. I can do it 1 or 2 days, but I can't do it. I can't do it 6 or 7.
Yeah, I always need a pool day. So whenever I stay at like the Swan or the Dolphin, I'll stay at the pool. But my parents now live in Lake Nona, so we're commuters now to the
Oh, that's
parks.
awesome.
It's nice. We get to see get to see scenic Central Florida.
Well, and if you buy annual passes, use their address. That way you can do a lower ticket.
Therein lies the bonus there. It's just
Yeah.
we can't get down enough. My parents are snowbirding now. Like they're actually retiring now, which is
Mhm.
wonderful. Congratulations to them. And now they're in Mystic, Connecticut during the prime months of the year that we would be going to Disney World. So, I'm okay with going during the summer because it's easier, just from a crowd standpoint.
Right.
So that was my prime time. We did make the mistake once of going to Food and Wine in what is it, August or September, and think it was like 5 or 6 years ago, and I think I still have the tan line on my shoulder from it. It's just like it was crazy, and food was good, but I think I'd rather stay away from stage 4, whatever, melanoma
Yeah.
or something like
Well, and
that.
that's me. I'm doing that this year because my wife wanted to go to a Halloween party. We want to do a very not so scary. So we're doing one in the beginning of September. Eat to the Beat's going to go on. I got us dining for Joey Fatone and friends. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, it'll be fun. So we'll where am I eating? We are eating at I can't remember what the restaurant was.
Is it in Epcot?
Yeah. It's hilarious that I just booked that dining reservation. I cannot remember what restaurant. Oh, Tapanito, Japan.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, if it's not Tapanito, it better be Canada or something like that.
You know what? I love Le Cellier. I do. My buddy Griffin is a cook there.
Oh, no way. That's sick.
They
Oh, I know. Oh,
do.
Big Jerk Griff. That's awesome.
No,
I didn't know that.
it's another Griffin.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
you know
but no,
several.
yeah, no,
That's
yeah. Griff. He works at a college in Florida, Tampa.
SF,
Yeah,
USF, right? Yeah. Or
one of those. But yeah, no, the Griffin Powell. He works at La Cellier. He's an awesome dude. No, I've probably known him for 7 years. Really, really cool
since
guy.
that mentioned you want to do core memory, I'd love to
Yeah.
hear it.
All right. So I was also there at Christmas time.
Beautiful.
My wife and I wanted to go and just do all the experiences, do the parties, do the candlelight processional. It was amazing. But number one takeaway from that is Josh Gad was doing the candlelight processional. Same thing. I did a dining package. So if anybody is going to go to the candlelight processional with a very popular speaker, You want to do the dining because you get to come in on the far side, the what is it, the Japan side of the pavilion, and all you get a wristband when you go to the dining, and they seat everybody on that side first, and then they allow the people on the other side in after everybody's seated. So you're guaranteed a seat if you pay for dinner. If you, I'm sorry,
And
you're guaranteed a seat if you overpay for dinner. So, but it was so Josh Gad was hilarious. I'd never been to a candlelight processional again. I'd never watched any videos, didn't know anything about it. My parents sang in a choir and my mom played in an orchestra. It took me back to being a kid to seeing a Christmas performance of a choir and orchestra with the added thing of Josh Gad being hilarious in between doing his parts. And it was so awesome and magical. And the next day we were at Magic Kingdom, and I'm standing in line for the People Mover. And as I am wont to do when I see a plaid, I always look behind the plaid to see if they're bringing anybody that I recognize, and it is Josh Gad. And got to say hi to him. Told him he was awesome the night before, and he thanked me and gave me a wave. So it was pretty cool. So I rode the People Mover with Josh Gad because I was like 3 cars behind him.
it was moving. Did you watch him? Like, did you see what he like, how he gestured and what
He was
he
chilling.
took notice of?
He was just chilling. It was pretty cool.
I would do a business meeting on the People Mover. I feel like that would be really fun to do like a sales pitch on the People Mover or something like that.
The elevator pitch, you got your People Mover pitch. The People Mover pitch could be a little bit longer.
And you could use as this presentation is going to move you, like pun there. That's an awesome memory. It's like rare to see a Disney legend in Disney World.
It was
That's
okay.
that's a
I
brain
have
flex.
seen Josh Gad in both coasts. I've seen him at Disneyland as well.
Maybe you guys are like intrinsically linked to each other. Maybe like he goes to the
So
grocery store when
I
you do.
think
You're
he's
like a
stalking.
dyad in the force.
I think
You're a
he's
dyad in the force.
there you go. So I went back for spring break, and my core memory from that, I have two. I set my wife up. We were staying at the Grand Floridian. I made my wife a spa appointment, and I got up early and went and played golf at the Magnolia. And I was very nervous. Like I'm not a great golfer. I'm not a bad golfer. I can hold my own. I'm not worried about duffing a tee shot because I know I'll hit plenty of shots in a round. I'm not worried about how I'm going to play with strangers. But I was concerned with getting put with a threesome and then just being on an island all day. And so I got paired with a twosome and a single, and the single and they actually had us share a cart instead of driving our own carts. And we got along freaking awesome. We had a great day, buying each other drinks. At the end of the round, he drove me back to the hotel, so I didn't have to Uber. But I
That's
played.
nice.
I played fairly well. Like I honestly, I was on the range. I could hit I had to use rental clubs. I was able to hit the driver and like a 9-iron, and I used driver, 9-iron, wedge, and putter for like 90% of my shots because
That's fun.
I couldn't get, like, the fairway wood wasn't working. I couldn't get it to go. So, but I had a blast. I probably spent $250 on merchandise in the golf shop with all the Disney branded golf stuff. But it was a super awesome time. Got a hot dog at the turn, which is a must for golfers.
Did you wear the JTs or
You know
did
what?
you wear like a
I
Lowe's?
didn't have them at that point. That was spring break, and those hadn't dropped yet. I wore the Travis Scott golf shoes. That's right.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I threw it down on them. Yeah, and the kids the guys in the pro shop noticed. So it was not.
That's a real good feeling.
Yeah.
That's
So,
a good feeling.
so the other memory I have of that trip was I mentioned that we did the party at Magic Kingdom, the after hours, and they do a
That's so cool.
second fireworks show. And like anybody that's been to Magic Kingdom for fireworks knows it's a zoo, right? I mean, Main Street's packed, everything's
It's
packed.
it's not a great feeling, but it's
We
worth it.
were we went over and got I'm not going to call them free, I'm going to call them included. We got our included snacks. We got a premium bar. I got I think I got a Sprite. I got a popcorn. Got all of our free snacks, and we were sitting on the hub grass with two other people.
I'm sorry, what?
With two other people in one of the sections of the hub grass, just sitting down, watching the fireworks. Nobody around us. It was amazing.
I'm like mad fucking jealous or
it was like they did the fireworks just for us.
That's like billionaire with a B type sort of story. Like, yeah, I just bought out Disney World for a day, and my
You know,
family and I.
what's funny is I'm like, these tickets are expensive for such a short party. And I go, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Just to do it. We're gonna be there while they're having it. Let's do it once, see what it's like. If it sucks, and we won't do it again. And it was great. We got to do a bunch of rides. I mean, again, it was, I don't think, like you go to a Halloween party, those things sell out.
Yeah,
The after hours, I don't think those things sell out because they're like $180. It's not like they're cheap.
nope.
And but we
But
had a great time. It was like I said, I took a picture of my wife, actually was sitting behind her, and it's just like her eating popcorn, watching the fireworks. It was like that's etched in my brain. So
I mean, that is, yeah, put that one in the core. Like that literally could actually be a core memory. Like I can
100%.
see the
Yeah,
orb.
exactly.
It's a
Um,
happy one. It's the yellow one.
okay. And I said I'm gonna throw one more trip. So we also went to Alani this year.
Nice.
And like I said, there's so, like I said, that's one of those vacations where you just don't have to overplan. Like, what are you gonna do today? I'm gonna go sit on the beach. Oh, you know what? Tomorrow we're gonna go to the pool. So we actually booked the spa there. The spa at Alani is probably the nicest spa I've ever been to. So if you go, you need to book the kids into Auntie's beach house for a couple hours, and you and the wife need to go hit the spa because it is a beautiful spa there. So I did a cold tub plunge, first time I've ever done one, and I
Worth it?
I thought I was gonna pass. I think it's one of those things you got to get used to. But like I did it the first time, and I'm like you could just, like, my eyes were tingling. It was crazy. And I'm like, okay, well, it certainly does something to your system. I don't, I mean, you see how there's tons of health benefits they talk about, but and they had the hot tub right next to it, so like you could just go straight out. It's like 3 steps and then you're in the hot tub. So I tried it a few times, and it was funny is that I got in less and less every time I went back over to it. It's
You
like the
didn't feel
first time I
you're
did it was the max, and I never got back to that.
well, you're just like, all right, been there, done that.
Yeah.
You know, that sounds good though. Actually, I got the best massage of my entire life on the Disney cruise. I thought I grew 2 inches with how wonderfully she
Oh, I
worked
bet they I
my
bet they have a good
calves.
spa.
It was like awesome. It was like the one thing that my wife and I did together without the kids because we're idiots. We always give them a choice to go to the camp
Uh-huh.
but they always chose to hang out with us, which is both infuriating and also life
Yeah.
affirming.
Well, you know what? So the
Um,
aunties, so Phil was just at Alani, and he had Ruby, and he said that there's like two different times. You could do a short time, which is basically like enough time for a craft activity. I think it's like an hour or hour and 15 minutes, or there's like a 3 hour. So so they could just go to, hey, you're gonna go do a craft. We'll come back and get you, after you're done with your craft. So it's not a long break. And I think that Ruby preferred. He think he said Ruby preferred the shorter time, but still, it's a little time for them. They can have a cocktail and go sit at the adult pool if they so choose for a little bit.
Cocktails and dreams, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm dying to go back out west. I'm actually dying to go back south. I just need it. I need it. I need it in my blood.
yeah,
It's like I don't, I'm in advertising and I do a lot of I do a lot of ads, but I do a lot of like, you know, campaign thinking, and all of it is based on my experiences at Disney World. Like if you look at my book, like there's little bits of thinking that all come from it. We just actually created a thing for Crayola, which we code
I remember.
named.
Yeah, I remember you shared some of that in the Discord.
Yeah, it was like we called it Codename Crayon Disney World, and that level of detail and the level of and it's such a silly word, but immersion is just incredibly inspiring from a creative, like from creative to creative, and then you wrap that experience around a luxury hotel, and it's there's something both. I mean, obviously it's inspiring, but it's also like mind blowing how people can create something like that out of something that, could be honestly shallow in a sense. Like you got enough money to be here, just relax. But then Disney goes that extra mile of theming the daycares and theming the spa. I'm dying to go see it. I'm
Well, and
very
they make
excited
something
about
that
it.
everyone can enjoy. A lot of people, oh, Disney's for kids. Really? Like, I don't know any kids that go to the spa. I mean, there's so many. like Geo 82, that's not for kids. I mean, they make an experience for anybody that wants it.
Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
It's the scariest. I love Horror Nights, but there's nothing scarier than the Tower of Terror. It's still, I've been on it since I was, what, 3 years old, and it's still not three, but
Yeah. I know.
that age. And I've been on that, and I still get a jolt out of how scary
Right.
that is and how wonderfully thought out it is.
So you want to talk scary? We went to Disneyland 2 weeks ago, and I'm walking out of one of the gift shops, and I see something I've never seen before. Like
Gang fight?
Disney,
Sorry.
no, Disney security is getting everybody off the street. I'm right at the old gift shop that was the Haunted Mansion thing, right at the in New Orleans Square,
Yeah.
where the exit to Pirates is, and they're pushing everybody aside. And this group comes through, and I literally turn to my wife because I'm looking at these people. They're not overtly police, but there's something going on. I'm like, is this a ice raid? Like, I literally thought that in my head.
Can you imagine that?
It
That's some
was
bad headlines there.
it was the Secret Service. I didn't realize
Oh,
JD
you
Vance
saw
and his
the vice
family,
president.
they went right in front of us, but I was taken aback by dude, you guys are not blending at all. Like, you guys are not blending in. And what's funny is when we came in through security, I'm like, why do they have bomb sniffing dogs out on the main drag? They're not where, like, everybody knows where the dogs are, and they were not where and they had them roaming throughout the park. There were probably 6 bomb dogs just roaming Disneyland that day. It was
That's
pretty
a
wild.
weird, that's a
Yeah.
weird, I mean, that's kind of a thing you write your grandkids about, but at the same time, like, I think the story is better than the experience. It's like, oh yeah, I saw the vice president at Disneyland today.
Yeah, no, it's just like it's one of those things you just like, whoa. Well, what is it like? Literally, it wasn't like, oh, there's the vice president. Like, what the hell's going on? Look at all this law enforcement that's trying not to look like law enforcement.
Hello, friendly Disney fellow family.
Well, so my wife's cousin is Secret Service, and he's on the East Coast, and I texted him while JD at Disneyland today. He's all, yeah. Did you see my buddies?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
He confirmed it.
The I'll tell you
So
what,
he gave his buddies a hard time, told them they weren't blending in very well.
that's funny. Like, you gotta, I mean, at least throw some good footwear on, right? If you're in Disneyland. I mean, like you said, I was shocked by how many people wore like uncomfortable shoes to Disneyland. Like, I'm not talking like dunks, I'm talking straight Jordans. I mean,
No,
the more like the sixes and the tighter ones.
and I'm getting older. I mean, I'd like to say I'm mid 50s, but I'm closer to 60 than 50 now. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been wearing the Vimeros more and more as I go to the parks, just because last year I had plantar fasciitis quite a bit, and I ended up getting a cortisone
Sucks.
shot in my foot, and I'm like, I just want to have a nice day.
You and Kristaps Porzingis are like fam now.
There you go. Exactly. I'll tell you what, cortisone shot in your foot is no day at the beach. They go in sideways. They don't go up into your foot. They go across your foot. That way, as they draw it out, they leave the injection. It covers more space.
Hot.
If they went up into your foot, they would have to do a bunch of little jabs.
Me and needles are not a friend. Needles are not my friend.
Yeah. So just imagine it going 2.5 inches across the back of your foot. And then
That's fun. That's compelling and rich.
all right. So
At least they're not ugly, the
yeah.
Vormeros.
Oh no, I like them. I actually got the pink pair too. So
They're cool.
yeah.
I'm down.
So let's jump into Livid with the Land. I've got something that was just it was shocking. So like I mentioned, I went to spring break, stayed at the Grand Floridian, luxury resort. I'm the man. This is going to be awesome. Monorail loop, and it was super awesome, except if you wanted to get on the goddamn bus. Because do you realize that the Grand Floridian shares a bus with the Poly, and
Yeah.
it stops at the Poly first?
Hmm.
So one day, I guess one of the buses broke down for Disney Springs, and so I waited about 45 minutes for a bus to go to Disney Springs.
That's such a bummer, dude.
By the
Ugh.
time the bus got there, the entire bus station was full, like literally full.
Oh,
They
so
opened,
like a
the
New York
bus
City
pulls in,
experience.
and the bus was already standing room only. About 8 of us, like there was at least 50, if not more, people wanting to get on that bus, and like maybe 8 got on. And I was like,
That sucks.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding? And then same thing, going to Animal Kingdom. It gets there, the bus is already almost full. because guess what they did? They built a new tower at the Poly, right?
Yep.
It's not like the occupancy of the old Poly. It's you've got or you've got everybody. And then let's just compound it with it being marathon weekend, and we went in the morning.
It's all locals too.
It took almost an hour to get to Animal Kingdom.
That's a big bummer. I
It
gotta
was
tell you that
horrible.
I think the only thing worse than having a really long wait for one of the Disney World buses is the line for Peter Pan. I just, um, but yeah, like I mean, that's probably the worst. I think at least you weren't like waiting there at night, right? You weren't
Well,
waiting
and
at the
at night,
park.
at night at least it's the Poly and the Grand Flow people intersperse and get there when you get there when you get there. But
Yeah.
when it's pickup time, it doesn't matter what time I got to the bus station. Everybody from the Poly's getting on first, and it's like that is a deluxe resort, and we don't have our own bus. I thought that was horrible. Now it was great when I was going to Epcot. It was great when I was going to Magic Kingdom. Love being there. Did the boat, did the monorail, trains, planes, automobiles, the whole thing. Man, I enjoyed all the transportation up there. But I can tell you what, I would probably take the bus to one of the parks. But if I had a dinner reservation at Springs like I did that day, I probably would just Uber to Springs.
Or you can go in one of the Ponderosa cabs or whatever. They've had the same ads on top of the cabs in Orlando for 30 years.
I
I
can,
think they still
you
have
know what's
Ponderosa
funny?
Steakhouse ads.
So some little sidebar. Staying at the Grand Floridian, if you're staying on property, they will give you a free lift ride to a golf course if you have a tee time. So
All
from
right, that's awesome. I should
yeah, so I
golf.
went down and I had heard that. So I went down and checked it out the night before, and they're like, yeah, just go to the valet stand, tell them you got a tee time, they'll give you a voucher for a lift, and then you don't have to pay. All you gotta do is tip the guy.
That's pretty cool. Does
Yeah.
it like so it's like they validate it, so it's a
They give a
card
coupon. Yeah, you've got like a coupon. You walk in and hand it
that's
to them.
pretty dope.
Yeah.
I guess they figure you're going to get drunk. Do they sell alcohol on the course?
Oh hell yeah! And I
Nice.
mean, the round was $150, or I mean that's the DVC rate. It was like I paid like 150 for the round. I told you I spent 250 in the gift shop. They didn't lose any money on me for that.
Yeah.
Again, that cab ride wasn't free; it was included.
You're not the guy who orders a Diet Coke at STK, like
Yeah, just to say I ate there, right? Yeah.
oh yeah, I've been there. Do I do livid with the land too?
If you got
Or
one,
no?
go for it. You got anything?
I think I'm just livid for you,
Okay.
honestly. I mean, the only thing I would, and mine's sneaker related, but that Levi's drop sucked.
Oh man.
Like it was truly horrendous.
Yeah.
I got a notice of the restock from Soul Savvy drops, and I was like, I got it. I got the only 9.5. And then
Right.
I got a
That's
message
the so it was
days
like
later.
45 minutes after the original drop, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was,
Phil. So
I
that's when
was,
Phil got his, and he was so stoked.
did
And
his get canceled or no?
yeah, his got canceled. So like the next day, I'm like, hey, are we going on sneakers? I was going to enter on sneakers for him, and he's like, no, I hit, I'm good. So we didn't even try on sneakers,
Oh, it
where we
sucks.
could have tried, and then we could have just
Not
returned
hit
them.
there.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, so neither of us even tried. So he missed out. So no, you're right.
I feel like,
So many people were complaining about that Levi's drop.
yeah, it's weird. You can draw a parallel like when things like online drops fail, it's like so rare nowadays.
Right.
That there even is a big online drop. But when they fail, it stings extra. It's
Yeah.
almost like a bus delay in Disney World. It's so rare that it never happens, but all of a
Well,
sudden it
it's
does
that
and it
roller
hurts
coaster of
worse.
emotions. Oh, I hit, I'm in, I'm good. And then a day and a half, and it's like a day and a half later, they pull the rug.
Yeah, I was really jazzed because my whole plan was buy the blue ones and hopefully hit on one of the other ones to pay for the blue ones.
Oh, there you go.
But
I hear you.
at least I got the white ones, right? And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey,
they'll be a
you
fun
got some,
flex
you got
for.
something to show for. That's good. All right. Well, let's wrap it up, man. You know what? I want to thank everyone for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave us a review. Check out the YouTube. I'm assuming we're going to get one. I don't know. I don't know who's editing this. I got to get this edited. That'll be the fun thing to see how long it takes for this to actually drop. But you can also join us in Discord. We're Kicks at the Castle. You can follow us on Instagram. Don't forget to tag us or use the hashtag Kicks at the Castle. My name's John. You can find me on Instagram at Weekends with Walt. And Andrew, or should I say Yoltz? That's the thing. I didn't even introduce you as Yoltz. I should have, because
As long as you remember the name, I'm here.
yeah. How can people find you?
You can find me on the Kicks the Castle Discord, and if you want to follow me on Instagram, I never really post, but now I might. But it's Illegal Seagull, Siegel, and the illegal spelled the normal way.
Nice. All right. Well, that was season 9, episode 1 of Kicks at the Castle. We're out. Peace.
Peace and love.
Let's take a ride. I'll show you how. I'll show you how. I'll show you how. I'll show you how. We're gonna make it happen.